I was really compelled to carry on writing this story because I'd never seen it on stage, and there was nothing out there that reflected my experience. It's a British East Asian experience. It's not a political drama somewhere in another country somewhere. Do you know what I mean? It's right here, and it's about people now.
For me personally, I am of Vietnamese descent, so when Tien sent me the script and I read it, it really touched me because there were characters and the story really related to me personally.
I think the story is about humanity at the end of the day, and I think it surpasses, culture and color and beliefs to an extent. And I think, but funny enough as well, although it's very much Vietnamese, there were a lot of similarities of how an Asian or Singaporean household would behave. There are certain things you do and you don't. The mannerisms of mom as well is so typical. I was like, oh my gosh, sounds like my mom and my gran. Yeah.
I wish when I was as young as Christopher, that I had an opportunity to know about this. I think there was no one telling this story when I was Christopher's age, so I kind of had to wade through all of it and, a bit like Mai, become obsessed with trying to figure it out.
I just see the crew as normal people, yeah, but they're also fun as well.
I think that's good though, because that's what we want it to feel like, which is what Christopher's just said. We want it to feel normal. We don't want it to actually be a special thing, which unfortunately in this stage of where the industry is being developed, it is like that at the moment. But for me, it's been really amazing to be around so many Vietnamese people and, kind of joke around in the dressing room, joke around on set, and they know what you're saying, and it's really endearing.
I think from my own experience, and probably you guys as well, is that if we don't see ourselves, then we're not going to aspire to do it. And I think a lot of what we do is that, what we didn't have as our younger selves is to be that and to put ourselves out there, not just on stage, but behind, and to create enough sort of buzz around that. And, everyone is very skilled in what they do on this production, and they're East Asian, and if we keep producing things like that, then I think we will hopefully inspire a whole new generation of artists that come from our kind of background.
I think as a producer, I think, the people that are the change makers in the industry, I think it's our job to kind of create those opportunities and find those artists and nurture them, like Tien, nurture those writers that are writing these stories for, East Asian narratives, and finding those theatre makers, finding those actors and putting things in place to make that happen, I think. But then it kind of, you kind of need people that are change makers that will understand that. So I don't think it can be particularly anybody in the industry. I think it's quite specific individuals that have a heart for that and want to nurture Black, Asian, minority, ethnic and East Asian artists.
There's a lot to be said about trusting your gut, and I think that's something I've always done. And I think with that, if I could tell anyone in their younger selves to do that, just go with that and just follow your gut, because there's a reason why it's at your core.
The things that you fear and the things that you might fail at will ultimately teach you the most.
Try something new every time and see if it's good or not. It's because, that seems to work a lot.
Every failure you have is going to make you better. And I think, don't be afraid of failure, because that's only going to mold you to be more successful, because you learn from it. As an East Asian,
yeah. You're not to be so scared. You have to hit success.
Exactly.
It's okay to fail.
It's okay to fail, and especially in this industry, because you will fail over and over and over again.
Yes, and to also build a network of support. That's important, especially in this industry. If you don't have that, that just makes things difficult. But we're very fortunate. We support each other, we love each other, and we want to keep pushing each other to be doing more.